Reckless talk. Son of a Justin. Hey, reckless talk. But I got expensive habits. Don't step in salt.
All right, people, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Don from Kenya Gunners TV, joined again here with Kwame. And it's basically our match preview. It's Burnley versus Arsenal, an away game. The first time I actually played Burnley, we beat them. I think we thrashed them. Was it 4-1? We thrashed them 4-1 at the Emirates. That was the first leg. Now in the second leg, it's not an away game for us. It's a winnable game, but it's a game that right now. But I don't want to be so excited. For Arsenal right now, the way we're moving on the right trajectory. I just basically want us to be like the underdogs. I basically want us to now track Man City, track Liverpool. So it's one of those games that I just approach it from a step by step. I don't want to be so excited. The fact that we beat West Ham 6-0, we've been running over at Nottingham, we've been running over teams. We ran over Crystal Palace. We ran over Nottingham Forest. I don't want to be excited. We actually even beat Liverpool, so I don't want to be excited. I just want to take one game, one step at a time. But it's a winnable game, but it's a tough game. It's a tough game owing to the fact that, if you look at basing my argument on our history, we usually get the toughest jobs done, But then the simple jobs, I'll give you an example of last season.
It's like you're not motivated when we think we can beat a team.
Yes, just like last season. We beat the Liverpools, we beat the Man U's, all the tough teams. But then now when you come to, these teams that are basically, yes, the Southamptons, teams that you didn't even expect us to even lose. Those are the games we lose. But then what do you make of it? Are you confident going into this game? How do you approach this game?
Just with the same tone you've started this introduction, I think we're just picking form at the right time. Our confidence was hit a bit hard when we were creating many chances but not scoring. I think Arteta made a few tweaks to our system because we were very predictable, especially with Martinelli and Saka. West Ham was I think the best game we've played this season, where the system was totally different. It was difficult to know where Saka was coming in the middle, changing sides with Martinelli. Martinelli was coming on this side. I don't know whatever he was doing, but he tweaked the system a bit to remove the predictability, because we were too predictable. All the attacks were coming from the Saka side. They were double teaming him, and he was getting kicked a lot. And it was too predictable. The ball was always going there. If it doesn't work, then it goes to Martinelli. So now, I think with the false nine that Trossard was doing, switching with Havertz, and rotating, I think it just confused. Because part of the plan is to draw out defenders. So I think they don't know who to mark. Yeah, because if are you going to follow Martinelli across the side to where Saka is, you don't know what to do. I think it just confused the hell out of West Ham. So for me, I think I'm super confident. I think in the last 4 games, Arsenal has scored 16 goals. We reduced our goal. The goal difference was very big. We've reduced our goal difference. Yeah, so I think we're just that sweet spot. We are picking at the right time. Even there's a guy called Mo. He's a well-known Arsenal supporter who tweeted that there's a likelihood that at the end of the month we'll have 90% of our players. Arteta even said Thomas Partey is almost back. So coinciding with our return to the Champions League, if we have Thomas Partey, I don't think there's any team in the world, and I'm not speaking out of whatever arrogance. I think when Thomas Partey is there, with Rice, Havertz, and Trossard and whatever, I don't think there's many people who can play around with that midfield. And I think we've gotten a lucky run in our Champions League in terms of the teams we had to play.
Oh yeah.
So I think for the first time we have some bit of luck this season. We have, in fact, even when you look at our games left for the Premier League, I think the hardest game is only Man City.
Yeah, the hardest game is Man City,
Yeah,
but
the games that we fear, like Man United, Liverpool's, I think that the big whatever's, most of them are not there.
yeah,
When you look at
the toughest game, by the way, we have now in the second leg, but this Man City. But remember, we have a very, very bad history, but at Old Trafford. The thing about Man U, even if they when they're in their poorest form,
but we broke that hoodoo. You remember when we beat them? You see, so right now, because it was a mental thing.
At home,
Yeah,
but away.
But remember, it was a mental thing.
Yes,
A mental thing. Right now, I think one thing that serves us well is, they say goals win you games, but defenses win you championships. I
yeah,
think we
yeah,
have the best statistics wise. Right now, Arsenal has the best defense in the Premier League,
yeah,
number one spot as at now. The gap would have been much bigger, but there was that bad run they had,
yeah.
five games. But the beginning of the season now, so far Arsenal is number one in terms of the defense. So I think the throwing away the Premier League last season was a good character development for the team.
Yeah.
I think everybody's feet is on the ground. Arteta is getting better at managing injuries, and he's also very getting very good at tweaking. Like, he used to take too long to change things. Right now, he
Yes,
can
yes, yes.
read a game very quickly and see what to do. So he's learning
All
from
right.
his mistakes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think Burnley is not something to be worried about, but I think Arteta will give them a good talk in terms of not taking Burnley for granted. When you look at the XG is the expected goals. When Burnley played with Liverpool, they had a high XG. Their problem is
Yeah.
scoring, so they create
See,
chances.
that's the thing. That's the thing. That's actually one thing that I wanted to mention. By the way, Burnley is not an easy team. If you look at the way they played versus Liverpool, part of me also wants to say that maybe they didn't have luck on their side, because that game technically they had Liverpool in their pockets. They had Liverpool in their
Mhm.
pocket for some reason. By
Because
the
the
Liverpool
finishing,
just
because finishing was the problem,
yeah, yeah.
and that's
So
been
you see,
that's been their problem the whole season, and their
yeah,
confidence is down. But
yeah.
Arsenal always has a way of giving underdogs a chance. So I want us to respect them, but at the same time be ruthless, West Ham style. Like, you're
Yeah.
my buddy, but my friend, machete, cha 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 cha. These guys need to. I mean, they messed us up last season. We were 8 points ahead, and we threw the league. That last season was our best time to win the league. So I
But then
think
last
that
season,
pain.
that pain, by the way, and you see the thing about not even just football life. Such situations is actually what builds character. Of course, I know there's PTSD. You always be like, hey man, what not? But this kind of situations actually build character. Me, I'm telling you, Kwame, by the day this team will win a Champions League or win a Premier League, we're going to be the next Man City. Believe me. You see, the Man City, but that's been unbeatable. I mean, beating Man City has been one of the toughest things, by the way. Man City, you remember the season whereby Liverpool really gave Man City a run. I think Liverpool only lost 2 games, but still City won the league. You remember?
There was a problem with the connection. I don't know how about your side. I think the internet was misbehaving.
I think I lost you for a minute. So anyway, I was saying, by the way, with Arsenal, once we win a significant cup, if we're to win the Champions League,
Yeah,
win the Premier
that,
League.
that the shackles are off, and then I know we are getting rid of a lot of the deadwood also in the end of the season. The Nketiah, Mitro, El Neni, so many people, and I think now once we have now like a proper team, because already
Yeah,
right now we already have a proper team. We just need to now build that squad depth, and we have already built a lot of experience in the Europa League, and also
yeah.
now we've started being in the Champions League, and now it will be a regular thing. So as you said correctly, once we we reach the semi-finals or the finals of the Champions League, and we either like last time we were close to winning the Premier League. So already, as you said, the character has been built. I think we just need to have that ruthlessness and respect, not capitulate or bring in emotions. Respect your opponent, do the homework. As I said, I think Arteta has also grown up a lot. He used to take forever. He was not like Mourinho or Klopp or Pep in terms of making decisions in the middle of a game. It take too long. By the time he wants to change something, it's already too late. I've noticed he knows how to prepare the team for the second half, and he knows how to package the team for each particular opponent. He's getting that. He's perfecting that right now very well. And I think our biggest strength, which we know, but we will appreciate it more, is our defense. Defense is what wins leagues. Because you see, I know we can imagine West Ham had only one shot on target the whole game, and it was not really. It was, they just had one shot on target the whole game. Liverpool, same, like we've been embarrassing, guys, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you look at the XG, people are saying, oh, Liverpool played badly. You can't tell me all the teams we've played in the last 4 games, they played badly. Like when you look at XG, that was the worst XG for Liverpool in the last, I think, 15, I don't know how many games, over 10 games.
Yeah.
They've been playing really, really well. But when they came to Arsenal, they just didn't have shots on target. Like in the first half, I think they had only one shot on target, which we are the ones who scored ours. like it was.
Yeah, come hello.
It was spectacular. So if there's anything that is a fear factor for other teams, or people should fear, and I think that's what I do into pumping in the morale of the squad and tell them, look, these guys fear you. You are to be feared. Like we can, like Arteta just knows how to suffocate, dominate. Like, frustrating when you're just chasing the ball for like 45 minutes. You're just chasing the ball. You're trying to. It's just like they were disoriented, man. They didn't know what to do.
They did like, actually. They didn't know what to do. They tried to tweak it, but the second half still didn't work.
You saw Amoya's face. That face was good.
Yeah. What are your score predictions for this game?
I know I'll sound ice cold, but I don't care. I really don't care. I'm taking home no prisoners, and I'm not here to make people happy. We've been crying for so long. It is our turn to shine. And I can tell you, I am predicting another 6-0. And I mean, it's not crazy talk. I'm just looking off the statistics of Burnley. They've been conceding too many goals. They are weak. That's their weak point. The weak point has been the finishing and the defense. They leak too many goals. Goals. Yeah, so I think that will be their undoing, and they are there for the taking. And for us, in fact, right now, Burnley is going to help us with our goal difference. That's how I look at it. They're going to help us with our goal difference.
Yeah. Let me say this. Believe you me, if we had beaten West Ham 7-0, we would have gone ahead of Man City. We're not just one. Is it one goal difference? They're ahead of us with just one. Yeah. So those kind of teams, when you get a chance with teams like Burnley, be ruthless. Go 7 or even go 8. Why not?
Let's not get carried away. I saw in AFTV one of the fans. He was complaining, like he was the only Arsenal in the world who was complaining that we were wasteful. It should have been 13-0. It's fine. Saka wasted a few chances. So did Odegaard and a few other players. But he was actually complaining like League Gunners. Not League Gunners himself, but he was a Arsenal fan from Ghana.
Yeah.
He was complaining that we were
I saw the video. I saw the video. It was actually Anyway,
It was the weirdest thing, yeah, but yeah.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. My score prediction, but I'm going with 6-0, just like the West Ham game. I think we have a strong side right now. We have a strong side. If we just get the basics right, we get all the systems right, and just plan properly. I think,
Yeah.
man, we have all the
No cheap
minerals,
goals
honestly
because
speaking.
I know Burnley will come at us in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah,
If we allow them to score, then they will defend for most of the game. Then we are going to be
yeah,
chasing.
yeah, yeah.
I want us to
Because
just
you
make
see,
sure that.
go
Sorry,
ahead, go ahead.
I was saying I want us to go into that game with the same attitude for West Ham. We respect you, but we are too much of a class team to come here and mollycoddle you. This is the Premier League. Smash those guys. Like first, I want in the first 30 minutes, if possible, 2-0. By the time you're
Yep,
going to second half, 3-4-0. And it's possible because the beauty is we have in the Premier League. I think in terms of chance creation, we are the best. Chance
yep.
creation. It's the conversion that has been a problem, but in the last 4 games, there's been a miraculous change. Like 16 goals in the last 4 games. I think this is the best we've played in a long time. Yeah, and so I think the momentum is with us. You remember when in the beginning when we were doing Arsenal prediction on the table in the beginning of the season, and I told you a preseason we were there or thereabouts.
Yep.
Then we started, then we were winning, but winning ugly. The chemistry was not there. They were not understanding Arteta's tactics. Then we got injuries. So they were still trying to figure out. Now, I think is the time they have understood Arteta's tactics. Arteta's tactics were too sophisticated. Paka Tierney was saying he couldn't understand what he has to do because it's our tactics are now very high level. So
Yep.
now I think this is when they're understanding playing the different formations. Like you saw the game Jonino played was for Liverpool very different.
Very
When he
different.
played with West Ham, very different. So I
Yep.
think this is the time now the team is becoming now. Everybody's now getting into to understand how Arteta wants them to play. So I think we are just getting at the right time of the peak, the interesting time of the Champions League. We are going to play against Porto. I think that's going to fire us up because for the longest time we've wanted to play in the Champions League. We have a good run of games. Our games, according to me, are not too difficult. If we take them for granted, we can lose, but our games are not the worst. So I think
Yeah.
we are going to have a very good run, and I think right now, I think we're having fun. When you're playing well and you're having fun, that's when you're at your best. And I think this is the time
Yeah.
now. The club is having fun. There's no pressure on Havertz. There's no pressure on Trossard. There's no pressure on
Yeah.
anyone. Everybody is doing their job. Sometimes
Yeah.
even when we're doing the post-match analysis and you're trying to give the rankings for the players, you don't know what to do because everybody is doing their job.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so for me, I'm very excited, very optimistic. I think Arteta has them playing wonderful football. Right now, everything is just predicting who's going to come to Arsenal. Could Arsenal win the Champions League? Could Arsenal win the Premier League? That's now what I want Arteta and his team to try and control.
Yeah.
Because now when you're young boys and everybody's telling you are the it, you've scored
Yes, your head.
16 goals in the last 4 games, gets to your head. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing. I'm no longer worried about it because the goals was the issue. The goals are now there.
Yeah.
Our defense has kept us alive up to now. So I think even in the Champions League, I think we might just shock people because of the defense. And I think Man City, Liverpool, West Ham, Aston Villa, all these teams were the best training ground for us for the Champions League. I don't think those teams are as hard as the teams we've been playing in the Premier League. I don't think they are as hard. The only team I respect is probably Bayern is not the Bayern it used to be as at now. So maybe Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Real Madrid and Man City are the two teams I fear. But you see, at least we've had experience with Man City
Yeah.
so far. So
Yeah.
I think we might just shock people. 100%.
Anyway, you guys drop your thoughts in the comment section. Kwame, I think I'll be seeing you in the next couple of minutes. We're doing a predicted lineup. On to the next one, bro.